I know this is hard and that Americans are already hurting. I will do everything in my power to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump.
President Biden earlier talking about exactly the price America is going to pay, all of us, for aggression by Vladimir Putin as he tries to put the Soviet Union back together by invading Ukraine. Oil today closed just about $100 a barrel. Conceivably, it could go so much higher. With that, we bring in former Congressman, former Ambassador to the Holy See, Francis Rooney. Congressman, good to see you. Ambassador, it's always nice to have you back. Boy, I can just imagine how difficult it is right now for ambassadors in certain countries from the United States to those countries to reassure our allies that we'll be there for them in the event that they face a Vladimir Putin.
Well, we haven't exactly taken a lot of steps in the last 10 years to reassure our allies that we are there for them. And that's why we're in the position we're in right now. We started with taking the missiles out of Poland that George W. put in there in 2006 and 7, and it's been one downhill slide ever since.
You have such a unique perspective.
He's doing what he said he wanted to do 15 years ago.
Why don't you think anybody, and you have such an interesting perspective, international businessman, negotiated contracts with foreign governments, also served in government as ambassador, then served in Congress. Why does nobody ever take Vladimir Putin at his word?
Well, we're myopic. We really are. We really don't want to see the hard things happen. And it started under Obama when they pulled the missiles out of Poland that W put in there. And it's been one step after another of, oh, don't cross this line. Oh, you cross this line. Well, don't cross this next line. And now he's continuing to move forward on his plan to regain the Pan-Slavic Union, the border state that he wants between Western Europe and him. And I don't know that we can stop him.
That's pretty terrifying to think about, and that conceivably, if the NATO alliance holds, means the bloodshed of a lot of American men and women in uniform who'd go and fight for that land. Getting back to sort of where we started this segment, this idea of gas prices, intimately involved in the oil and gas business as you are, President Biden says he's doing everything he can to protect Americans from really paying this price. Some people say that gas could go to $5 a gallon. No reason it couldn't go much higher than that. Is the president doing everything he can, or is there another agenda here?
You know, I think this is a particularly galling comment from the president. He doesn't have to do what he can. He needs to let the free market work. The problem we have in this country is not enough people, particularly on the left, believe that the free market can solve problems, and the marketplace will solve the oil and gas supply issue. Nothing is more fungible than oil and gas. Our industry is so resilient, they will increase production, as will the other foreign producers outside of Russia, and supply and demand will come into equilibrium.
Yeah, Putin seems willing to crash his own economy to do this. He'll always be able to sell his oil and gas over to Russia and China. You've spent a lot of time in Europe negotiating in Europe with both foreign governments and companies. The big issue, it seems as though, if you believe the president, in terms of putting even harsher penalties on Vladimir Putin, is France and Germany wouldn't stand for going after Vladimir Putin, delisting Russian banks, and the like. The big issue for both Germany and France is getting their gas and their energy from Russia.
Vladimir Putin not so much France, Leland, because France has been the smartest one of the whole group because they've been focused on nuclear power for 30 or 40 years. We could take a page out of France's book. But Germany, totally dependent on Russian gas. George Bush tried to get them onto LNG in the early 2000s. They wouldn't hear of it. Now they have this ridiculous Nord pipeline that doubles the gas from 26 TCF to 52 TCF. They're slaves to Russian gas, and we can help them out of it, but it's going to take some time. There's going to be some hardship in the meantime.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to figure out from your contacts over in Europe, is there a fear of Vladimir Putin? And maybe what we're seeing answers this, is the fear of Vladimir Putin has not yet outweighed the cost of confronting him.
Well, look at all those German business people that went to see Putin. They want to protect their exports. I mean, you know, Lenin said it right when he said the capitalists will sell us the rope we'll use to hang them with. This is a time for people to suck it up and decide that we're going to stop this guy. And everybody's going to pay some prices for it, and especially the Germans because of the bad decisions they've made. But we're going to have to stop him. If we don't, we're going to find him challenging the NATO Mutual Defense Treaty in Lithuania, Poland, and Estonia.
Yeah. Congressman, Ambassador, it's good to see you, sir, as always. Thank you. Appreciate the perspective. You made a very good point about Vladimir Putin's motivations and also how some of the challenges he is facing at home. That when we come back. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.